to speak in the third reading to provide some just quick comments on things raised during the committee stage, which I think are very important in terms of this bill. First, I'd just like to just quickly quote out of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, because I think they provide a good framework in which this bill actually sits, which, in my opinion, this bill sits. And it's also recognition that these sort of rights, which we're trying to confer today on donor-conceived people, are universally held principles. And they're things which have been raised in the second reading, challenged in the committee stage, but I think worthy of supporting in this third reading. Article 8 states the following: States parties undertake to respect the right of the child to preserve his or her identity, including nationality, name and family relations as recognised by law without unlawful interference. Article 8.1 states, where a child is illegally deprived of some or all of the elements of his or her identity, state parties shall provide appropriate assistance and protection with a view of re-establishing speedily his or her identity. The key if you like, words in this particular clause within the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child are issues about identity. The issue of identity is key to this bill, in the sense that what we are seeking to do through this bill is help those people who believe that their identity is not fully formed or is obscure in some way. They wish to make sure their identity is known. And I think that's a key element of this bill, and it's a principle which is universally agreed to through the Convention. And I state that, Mr Acting Speaker, because it was stated during the committee stage that what the amendment proposed by the opposition was seeking to do is to provide choice. And on the face of it, it looks like a reasonable proposition to provide people with a choice. Importantly, though, is that the conceived child has no choice. They had no choice how they were conceived, and they have no choice about getting that information and forming their identity. What we are now doing is actually giving those donor-conceived people a choice. It doesn't make it mandatory to find out, and for those people who are comfortable in knowing the extent of their existing identity, that's fine. But for those, and there are many who don't, it gives them a choice to pursue that. And again, I reaffirm what I said earlier in the second reading, is that the rights of the child have to be paramount. They have to be paramount. And importantly, what we've created here, and if I understood the Minister correctly, and I'm sure he can correct me if I'm incorrect, is that what we've proposed here is consistent with the Adoption Act in terms of access to information available to people at the age of 18 plus in terms of the Adoption Act. So why would we deny donor-conceived people less rights than those people who are adopted? Both, in my view, are seeking to actually fill in the jigsaw puzzle of their life. And so, with those few comments, Mr Acting Speaker, I think this bill, as amended by the Minister, is worthy of our support.